Mother Teresa once said that if we have no peace, then we have forgotten that we belong to each other. After a week of heavy rain, I am now facing a lush landscape as spring has sprung, but with it comes a lot of tending to in order to really rope in all of this beauty. I think a lot about Mother Teresa's words about finding peace in the belonging to one another, in just the belonging. Heavy is the responsibility to care for the other, but is it really heavy? That is what we are called to do, and do so with love. Well, so good to see you all here at Old Stonewall Farm. Life is getting really busy again, and so I snuck away to be with you to the upstairs to this little extra room in which I created my 18th century hideaway, complete with my rope bed and my desk from the early 1800s and my lantern hanging up. This really is a room in which I could step back in time. It gives me a sense of belonging. So I don't know if you watched the coronation of the new King of England. I am a royal watcher, so of course I was glued to the TV. And it might seem a little antiquated, the ceremony. I mean, it's 1,000 years old, how they've been ushering in the new reign of a queen or a king. I couldn't help but feel something powerful. There's something to be said about tradition. There's something to be said about the symbolism that was woven all throughout that ceremony. And I find that very meaningful because we all want a sense of belonging. We all want a sense of where do we come from? Where do we fit in? What is our heritage? The moment that got me the most was when they placed the crown on top of the king's head. And that crown is very heavy, about 5 pounds, 5+ pounds. And that's where we get the saying, heavy lies the crown. And I think it was Shakespeare that first coined that. But it means that heavy is the responsibility of leading the people. Heavy is the responsibility that you have now been given. Many years ago, when I got ordained as a minister, there was a part in the ordination service in which you have a prayer and a laying on of hands. You feel the weight of responsibility that you're now to lead God's children. So that was kind of a reminder for me of my ordination and where God leads you and the responsibility that God gives you. We all have a responsibility to love and to care for one another. It leads back to that sense of belonging, how this room just connects me to a different time period, and that gives me a sense of belonging, and how I just feel so able to be my authentic self in such a setting. But yet I know that I just can't live in a different time period. I know I can't live in the past. I know that I'm being called out into the world to continue to love, to continue to proclaim the goodness that is out in the world. King or no king, heavy lies the crown on each one of our heads, because each one of us is giving the task to care, to be responsible for another living creature, to be responsible for the earth, for the furry critters, for the humans, whoever it might be, whatever it might be that God is asking you to care for. You have a responsibility to love and to tend to it. That echoes back to the Garden of Eden when God created us and he said to Adam, now name everything. You are a co-creator. So I'm so happy to be here today with you. It is getting very busy here at the farm, and that's why I'm upstairs, because my husband is outside still working. Speaking of my husband, the reason why I wasn't here a week ago was because he had double pneumonia and now he's been diagnosed with Lyme disease. Yes, I had it all planned to sit down with you and have a cup of coffee here at the farm, and I really love our time together. But last Saturday, I was guest speaking at a Women's Health Day at a local village. I was the keynote speaker, and he wasn't looking well. And when I came home, he was so feverish, and turns out his fever was 103. So we hopped into the car, we went to the doctor. We didn't get home until around 8 p.m. I had church the next day, and they diagnosed him with double pneumonia. Well, it turns out it wasn't really the double pneumonia that was making him so sick. It was Lyme disease. So he's on a heavy course of antibiotics, but he's feeling better now and he's outside. That's why I'm upstairs. So there's a little bit of quiet that we can spend some time together. And so let me remind you today that whatever burden is pressing down on you, you do not carry it alone. You don't. Heavy lies the crown. Yes, heavy is the responsibility, but when all is said and done, we are given everything we need. You see, we are all called to be responsible for something. We are all called to tend to something. Each of us, wherever we live, whatever gifts we have, whatever talent we have, whatever smarts we have, God uses it to his glory, and God leads us to leading others. I think the greatest responsibility we have, if I think about it, is to really just love one another. Yes, I'm a royal watcher and I love the pomp and pageantry, but today I also like the reminder of the responsibility that is placed on us to really care for others. And then I rejoiced remembering that responsibility I don't carry alone, that whatever I am called to do, God equips me to do it. Let me say that again for you. Whatever circumstance you're in, whatever you are called to do, whatever situation you find yourself in, God is equipping you with all you need. We don't go it alone. Everything we need will be provided. So things are getting busy here at Old Stonewall Farm, and I'm trying to find a way to really continue these videos. And I hope that you do like these. Please subscribe and share and drop me a note, because I do this because this is my passion and I love connecting with you. But as I move forward, more responsibility is being given to me, and I can't wait to share with you this good news. I haven't really announced it via social media or Facebook yet. You are the first, my family and friends of Old Stonewall Farm. I am now officially the communication specialist for the United Church of Christ. Yes, it's a denomination that I grew up in. I grew up in a congregational church when I was little. And so again, that sense of belonging, I feel like God has led me home. And I keep thinking about that church, Rutherford, New Jersey, the congregational church, and I could smell the choir loft. I could see the little robe that I wore because I was in the junior choir. I couldn't sing, but my sister was in the choir, so they just let me tag along. And I've been thinking a lot about that little church, and I want to get back to it. I want to visit it someday because, again, that sense of belonging. And so I feel like I've come full circle. I've returned to the church of my childhood, and I'm now going to be working on the national level for that denomination as a communication specialist. So a lot of writing, a lot of overseeing the social media and Facebook, and it's going to be a lot, and it's going to be exciting. And I can't tell you how incredible it is that God has answered prayers. But I also am having to finish my old bake oven that I wanted, that big stone bake oven. That's a story for another time that we'll sit down together, but my stonemason has been fired, and that's a really long story. But I'm going to undertake finishing that bake oven myself. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but I know I can do it. And so now I just have to find time to do that as well. So this sense of belonging is just a powerful sense that we all are yearning for. And I know that I have found my belonging where I know I fit with this new job I have with the United Church of Christ. I know that I find my belonging here in an 18th century home in Vermont and in this little room that is so from the 18th century that I created. That gives me joy and that gives me a sense of who I am. I think belonging means that you are allowed to be your authentic self. You find that safe place in which you can really be you. And you know that you fit. And you know that you found a place in which you can thrive. But if you're feeling unsettled, if you're feeling still kind of, where is my place? Don't give up. God hears you and God will answer you. You will find your place where you could truly be you. I feel like I was all over the place with this video, this time together, but I guess there was so much I wanted to say to you, and I missed being with you. It seems like when I miss a week, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to sit down with you. And so that's why you get chatty Donna here, little chatty Kathy. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to tell you this, and I can't wait to tell you this, and I can't wait to tell you this. And especially with my life going in so many different directions, and I'm just floored. I'm more in awe of what God is up to, really in awe of what God is up to. So, my friends, have a blessed day. Find that place where you could be your authentic self. Find that place of belonging, because once you find that place, it is just so beautiful. Heavy lies the crown of responsibility to care for this world and to love it. But it's not that heavy because you don't do it alone. Just be yourself. Be true to yourself. Take chances. Take a risk. Live out your dreams. And that in itself will bless others. Remember to subscribe, to leave a comment, and I will get on a schedule for these videos, our time together at Old Stonewall Farm, because there's so much going on that I want to share with you. And I will also give you glimpses into homesteading and 18th century living as I discover more and more of other people who have the same passions as I do, and just so much to learn and so much to enjoy. So I hope you like this time together. Again, subscribe, like, drop me a comment, and I will see you very soon. Till then, God bless.